What's going on, guys? It's Greg Dies, and today we're going to be talking about some leaks of a new STX helmet, doing a little speculating. I've seen it on Lax. Carson did some deep dives into Instagram to find us some pictures of what will be the new STX Aero helmet. So a brief history of STX helmets. They had the Stallion, little to no commercial success. Then they had the Rival, and I would say the Rival was the one that sort of broke them into the market. I think this was the point where people were like, I don't hate that too much, and started to accept it. This was a partnership with Schutt, so it has very much of a football feel with a inflated padding system. Looks a lot like a football helmet. And so this is what teams have worn the last couple years. We saw a big drop off in teams wearing STX this last season. I think Carson and I did some research. It was only UNC and Penn that were left wearing them, and all the other teams like Tufts and Hopkins and the big STX schools were back into Cascade. So now we're seeing from fall ball some leaks of a new UNC helmet. We think only on freshmen right now, the STX Aero. And I don't think this will be a co-branded Schutt helmet. I think this is separately manufactured. So let's break some pictures down and see what we're talking about here. And I've got the newest Cascade XRS here for comparison. So first up, we've got a side-by-side shot which shows us the best. This is almost exactly the same profile of the same helmet. And you can see the big change is really in the back. So where the Rival has this kind of very bulbous sort of spherical shape, where it comes up and kind of goes back down very gently. On this new Aero, you're getting a much more pronounced fin higher up on the head, honestly similar to Cascade, where you're getting it higher up and it gives it this sleek sort of teardrop look rather than like a bulbous sort of round, not all that good looking situation. You can also see where that vent was on the Rival, that little air release. I don't see that on the Aero, so that lends itself to the idea of maybe a more traditional padding system, might be lighter, might be more comfortable. And so you can see it definitely is just sleeker, a little thinner, a little more elongated, a little more flat. It definitely looks nicer. I like the way it looks. I think it could be a legit competitor. You see you got some vents on the back for airflow. Overall, it passes the eye test. It looks pretty solid. You got the back of some Cornell helmets in just plain white. You can see the rest of the team has the same Rival helmet. These guys have the Aero, great ventilation in the back. Looks pretty sleek, nothing to complain about there. And then we've got a front view. It says STX on the chin. See, this one says Schutt, so you can clearly see that this one just says STX on the chin, no partnership. It looks a little wide to me. I don't know if you noticed that, Carson, as you look. It looks a little wide, and this kid is rocking some serious tilt in this helmet. I don't know if that was an issue with the Rival. I never wore it, but there's some tilt happening here that looks pretty solid. Final couple images, just a 3/4 view, same kid. A lot of tilt. Again, looks a little wide, but I don't know what size he was wearing. Maybe he had the wrong size on. And then a blank one on a UNC player, so you can really see that Aero logo. So overall impressions, I think it looks really good. It's a great improvement. This could be the one where they break through. Honestly, Cascade needs a competitor. Competition is good for the consumer. It drives prices down, it drives innovation. It's really something the market needs, and right now Cascade has like 95% or more market share. They're just slaughtering everyone. They've been doing it for like 20 years. So a couple things that STX maybe could do, people would like to see to get their foot in the market. Number one, lower prices. Things have gotten expensive. Cascade helmets are expensive. They're well made. They're hard to make, not knocking their pricing. I'm sure they're worth every penny. I wear one. I love them. But helmets are, so a way they could do it, be a little less expensive for a high-end helmet. Number two, color options. Cascade's really opened up their color options lately, but there's a lot you can do with satins, mattes, customs, chromes, fades, finishes. So that's a way they could differentiate themselves as well, especially on the face mask where Cascade doesn't have that many options. So I think there's ways for them to break in the market. I'd love to see another big competitor, and it'll be really interesting to see this spring if some of these teams are going to roll back from Cascade into STX, like Tufts and Hopkins and these traditional STX powerhouses, Ohio State. So that's the video. Leave any questions, comments, ideas you have for the helmet, and we'll be sure to stay right on it for when they put a helmet out. We'll get a review, and I'll try and wear it a little bit. So thanks for watching. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.